It gains 2 points, and that, by our maths, is going to make them the champions. And you could tell the joy and the relief on the faces of his co-drivers.
Amazing. You can buy me a pint later, Patrick Niederhauser. Thank you for making me look clever. But it's a great move, and he sent it, and there's disbelief now.
While Patrick Niederhauser has not given up, has he? He'd like another place just to make sure of this, and he's on the back of the BMW of Kelvin van der Linde. Really interesting that, given how he's been able to get away by nearly 4 seconds from Harry King. So there's the...
He was boxed in, and Gunnar had to get off the throttle and then just nip in behind the M3 Touring. And the Touring had a very good run down the foxhole then on Fabian Schiller. So I'm impressed with the speed of this BMW, particularly on its approach to Schwedenkreuz. And now down into the foxhole to the high side goes Connor de Filippi into second position. That's 2 Mercedes in about the same space of the same corners.
Option McLaren is trying to get down the inside into turn 1. Job done.
Right, so he was in the lead, he's back to third. So real snakes and ladders this, he's been shuffled back. So Powell's on the attack, he's up alongside the McLaren for second in silver, going down towards turn 3. He's got the line, he's got the place. So part of the job is done, redone. He's back up into second, but he's got to catch the Mustang again, and then he's got to try and pass it, and then he's got to stay ahead.
Yeah, we've got a Porsche there as well, the dynamic car.
Brook fights back, but that puts him on the outside line for the next corner. Jacopo Petrobelli tries to buy into this as well. So all of a sudden, third, fourth, fifth, there's contact. Petrobelli takes the back of the Morgan Tilbrook McLaren and turns him around, and oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Tilbrook sitting in the middle of the road, he's kept the edge.
12 hour, and it is all to play for in the remaining 2 hours and 28 minutes.
And Christopher Haase did get back onto the lead lap cars. It's the white and red Audi all the way back down the main straight. Now, is he saving and hoping to pull a fast one, or is he turned up and saying, come on, let's give it a go? We'll find out in the next 2 or 3 laps.
Restarted is near enough, close enough to 2 hours and 28 minutes left.
But one of the cars going off near the back, but to be frank, I think to have made it through the 2 main corners at the start of the race and only have 1 car off is pretty well done by everyone.
Simon Birch's Porsche was the one that got all sideways and crossed up. Have another look from the hydro. We might be able to follow that Porsche in a moment, but you've got Ricardo Feller in the lead. Have a look sort of mid-pack. You'll see a red and white Porsche that gets a bit crowded to the inside and gets all crossed up. Here it comes on the...
Hussein. And that's means that the gap between the 2 Origin Porsches at the head of the field closing up even more. Side by side further back, who's that racing each other? I think that was Alexander Sims trying to get past Patrick Pile. Yes, he is. And Sims will come Xinglong Bao on Wang Zhongwei. That's a position gained also for Anthony Liu, who comes down the inside as well. Here comes Liu Yi. I think that Wei just wants to get out of the way. We've got very fast AM drivers flooding around him. And into the defensive middle of the road position. Very aggressive.
Able to go with him, so Lallum comes out of Surtees, what, about 2 lengths clear?
Yeah, low down grunt from that Merc just takes it away from the Ferrari. Again, different engines, different cars. Everything's just that slightly bit different. Real squabble through Druid's corner there with Aston Martin making some progress.
You just can't overtake, and you have to wait for a corner or 2. But now, let's see where Junqueira is able to make the attack. Out of Sterling's, the gap down last time to 2.1 seconds. Now, though, Ricardo Feller in clear air once again. Each lap, he's been losing a little bit of time to Danny Junqueira in second place, the Spanish driver. The Swiss driver, Ricardo Feller, goes through for an...
Wilson, hands off the wheel. Well, what happened there?
Driver changes, etc. This for the race lead, though. They're negotiating Nick Jones's lapped and delayed Porsche. Alex Martin, quite clearly the quicker of these 2 Lamborghinis at the moment, and he's got at least another lap after this one, I think, to try and make the move on track.
Yeah, Rob Collard has just got no pace whatsoever. Like you said, we've got to do another lap after this one before they can pit. No obvious problems with the #1 car. It just looks like the pace has gone away.
So Adam Smalley is the race leader on the road, but the next round of stops and the order the other side of them is going to be absolutely fascinating. Who is going to win and lose out of all of that? There is Sven Muller keeping Matteo Cairoli at bay, but the Cairoli Mercedes, with that advantage penalty for Engel to be applied, That's the one that might be a bit vulnerable. And more drama now because off the road is 88 Audi with a lot of front damage, and that's another interruption coming. It is Rocco Mazzola at the wheel.
And in fact, he's lost the lead, has he? Yes, he has. Olsen's gone through. Olsen's gone through as Gunon was taking it easy in very tricky condition. And that's another pass around the outside at the Tiergarten where Max took the lead. They've just lost it in exactly the same place. These conditions on slick tyres at the moment, Pete, are looking nigh on impossible to judge how much grip they are, particularly in terms of the front tyre.
They go. This is Dan Harper's view. Under the floodlights, a little bit more visibility. Brake lights on the Ferrari stab on ahead. What he wants is to try to dive bomb on the inside here, and he's going to have a go, is he? No, that is the Ferrari getting ahead of the Mustang, so that's one change of pace. Mosca gets 11th off Drouet. On the number 90 McLaren, looked flapping bodywork on that right rear corner, so there's been a little bit of a brush already, and I just wonder whether that's going to part. Companies are going to get concerned. Here's a replay of the start.
Yeah, is it going to be contact from the front of this Ginetta we're on board with, and then that more yellow McLaren on our left? We go to the inside, we use the pit exit. That is legal. It's a dotted line. It's actually contact between the two cars. Hopkinson, for me, goes in a bit hot, misses the apex, and
Great restart from the Mercedes-AMG duo out in front. The McLaren taking a little bit of time to fire its tyre up. Everyone will steer clear as much as they can of the quick dry that's been down there at the elbow, the BMW M elbow, and then down to Conrod Straight. McLaren versus BMW actually be a very interesting straight line speed comparison. I think we've seen those two nose to tail that much today. A little bit further back, there's Jordan Pepper chasing, and Jackson Evans now on Renault.
Everything gets turned on his head, and there's been a change. Daniel Liu is dropping like a stone. The 3-2-1, I think, is off the circuit. Yes, he is. There he is. Down at turn number 3. And that's a disaster for Daniel Liu. I thought he was going to take a podium here. 25 seconds remaining, so one more lap to go. And that's promoted Max Kirchhofer.
What a move that was.
Yeah, fantastic move. Again, Kirchhofer, very experienced driver, very fast. He just took advantage there and was able to scythe his way through. He's got it under control. He's got that gap, so he can just take it easy and just drive it home.
But car 3, a pit stop infringement noted. Now, something has happened in the pits for this car. Of course, delayed after its penalty for causing a collision that it had to serve. So, onto the Grand Prix part of the circuit they go, but the Boots and Porsche leaving nothing on the table. Maurice Schuring saying, I'm coming by, you sort yourself out. And even if he does catch, he's then got to get past, which isn't going to be that easy. But Maurice Schuring in number 2 Porsche has done an even better lap, and a big slide by Amaury Cordeel. They're going through Surtees, and it's one side and then it's the other. Witt goes past him. Amaury Cordeel having a...
to turn into the corner aggressively, break the front traction. We're making an adjustment on the centre console there. I'd imagine that's a throttle map, trying to smooth out the throttle pickup so it's not as aggressive. That Mercedes V8 has got so much torque. Gert's trying to get to the inside, but there won't be much grip there.
Hugo Cook there slips wide out of Redgate corner as he puts a lap on the Honda. Marcus Clutton has been relishing these conditions, a man who's done most of his early racing up at Alton Park, where these sort of conditions are...
Comes across the front. Audi gets up the inside and is sideways, and by that stage he's lost it.
I think he's just had to lift when he wants to be on the throttle. That's taking the weight off the rear, and watch that crunch. Oh. Ow. Wow, the slow-mo making it very dramatic, and you can see the energy that's been dissipated in the crash structure on the front.
Sitting right ahead of him. How close was he? Oh, twice. Oh, no, that's Schuring. Schuring's gone off in the Falcon car.
Midnight. Lollipop lifted for the number 3 car. And surely that has to be Max by the amount of attention that the car is getting as it heads down the pit lane, and it will have the 80 car right in behind. 58 laps completed, as I say, and they will lead.
Looks like it's fired up quickly, and he's trying to get going. There's a bit of a gap in 3 cars' time, and then he's got to get going. Not a nice place to try and rejoin.
No, indeed. So the American driver is on the move again. So Scott Noble leaves the scene of the crime. Thankfully, no damage. Lots of runoff there up at Simi. Very busy battle pack going on here. 20th place at the moment. You've got that BMW, which is clear. Real estate up the inside line goes Marcus Klassen in the blue McLaren. This has got contact written all over it, hasn't it? But so far, so good as they round turn one. It is going to be Goetz in the lead. Kirchhoff for second. Sandy Mitchell in the Lamborghini for third. And Muller, 2 wheels on the grass. Can he get the car slowed down? He can, but only just. He's really committed to this. But already in strife is number 37 McLaren. That's John Ingram, who's had a moment. He's getting going again, but the Jolt Racing McLaren